Are you currently experiencing the symptoms of aging? Hormones changing, weight gaining, looking and Googling at everything you possibly could try to grab to find out why your body no longer seems to be in control of you and is subject to you aging. If you're at all interested to learn the truth behind some of this, stick around and listen to this YouTube with a dear friend of mine, Michelle. Currently, I'm Leslie Urbis. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer, and I would love to broach this story with you today. So welcome on, Michelle. Michelle, I'd love to know what questions you have burning in your head today.
Well, I know I've heard you talk before about menopause and how you just can't stand the fact that people really believe that things have to change so much, especially like with weight, right? Hormones affecting weight, age affecting weight, metabolism, and all of that. So that's kind of what I'm wondering at. I'm 57. I have to think of my age. And I have noticed that it's really been a struggle to try to let go of weight, especially after COVID, right? It's great timing for that. But it's been a struggle to let it go, and it just keeps popping right back. And it's not like it was even 10 years ago.
Totally. Okay. So I really like how you brought that up. So you've probably read a post of mine before, how I believe that menopause symptoms were created by male doctors because those symptoms happen to be occurring in multiple women at the same time while we aged. And so it became a thing. And women gossip. We like to chat. So we spread the information around, and it spread like wildfire. And sooner than later, it was trickled down, right? I mean, I'm 38 years old, and I can probably tell you that the first time I learned what menopause was and the effects of it, I might have been 8, because my grandma actually experienced the first side effects, and she gained a lot of weight in her lower midsection. And I won't forget that, because it was talked about at like Thanksgiving and every holiday for so many years until my grandma lost it back off. So I understood that something occurs, but unaware, I just accepted it as normal, right? So we accept these things as normal because of a few reasons. One, we're taught from a young age that a doctor has authority, right? Listen to the doctor. The doctor's here to help you. So we give the doctor authority. Now, don't get me wrong, a doctor does do extensive research and does things just like me as a dietitian. But at the end of the day, we are all professional opinions, correct?
Right.
Okay. So the doctor is giving you his professional opinion, which is when all of a sudden we started to be like, we'll get a second opinion. Maybe he's wrong, right? And the second opinion thing came into play. So based on that, we have to base it on the fact that we're choosing this set of rules based on someone else's interpretation of what we're experiencing in our body. So as you and I are both studying in this course, the laws of the universe, one of the biggest laws of the universe that I love is the law of cause and effect. Whatever you are thinking of in your mind is the root of the cause.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of these things, like for me, since I was 8 years old, I'd had this seed planted, right? This seed planted that these things will occur to me. But I also had many other seeds planted in my life, right? So if I'm truthfully the cause in my life, I'm curious, what are you thinking right now about weight, about age, about your own body? What are thoughts that run through your head?
That I mean, those are the same things basically, that we've been told for years and years and years, that it's always harder. The older you get, it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder. That once you hit that set point, your body, that's just where your body wants to stay. The nutritional things, that's a whole rabbit hole to go down too, as far as what changes as we get older, right?
Yeah.
So just like knowing what can I do to, I know there's no magic switch or easy button necessarily, but there are some things I know that are out there that I just want to learn more about.
Totally. So I love how you started it with both of these. So I want to start first with what you had stated about the cause. Okay, so I learned all these things and I've accepted all these things. So the cause is you saying that because I age and I have hormones change, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder and harder for me to achieve the weight that I want, for me to achieve the body I want. So the first cause here in the law of the cause and effect is that you are basing your body weight on the statement, it's harder and harder and harder and harder for me to lose. So you will get those results that it's harder and harder and harder, which is why you then went exactly into, so then I'm looking into these nutrition things, hormone replacement therapy, one of them, this GLP-1 hormone thing that's coming out, keto, what are some of the other ones I'm forgetting? Intermittent fasting, all the different types of diets. Now, each one of those things that I said are outside of our body, right? They are externally to us.
Mm-hmm.
So a question I have for you is, when God created us, or universe, or whoever you want to believe, do you believe he purposely put anyone here on this earth to consistently gain weight and have a body that is failing them?
Well, I would like not to think so. I do believe that some of us come in here with, soul contract kind of things, but no, I think that he, made us all perfect, and then our environment and what we're led to believe can change that, and that changes the free will piece of it and what we do believe.
Totally. Below this, I'm going to link a video too, below this YouTube. It's not my video. It was written by, I think it's Bruce Lipton. It might be somebody else, but they talk about how when we're born, we have our DNA. The DNA doesn't change, but we're not expressing everything in the DNA, because if we were expressing everything in the DNA and we had in our DNA that we were supposed to be overweight, that we were supposed to have cancer, that we were supposed to have this obscure disease, it would be expressed on the day we were born. We show up with this. We call on different expressions of our DNA based on where we are in our life. So that's why, just like you say, maybe we have a soul contract. Maybe we are a kid that's supposed to come here, teach something, and leave the planet earlier. I totally understand. My sister died at 36, right? So was there a soul contract? I don't know that. That's not for me to know. But what is for me to know is that when she accepted the piece that she did, she called on her DNA to express this new factor in her life. And thus it became a pattern. So now you're expressing, oh, well, I'm at this age, so I'm expressing this. Now that I see this number and I know I'm 57, I know I have to express this way because this is what I was taught. So now that you're calling this on, you're calling on a new pattern in your brain. Your brain's going to your DNA because it doesn't have that pattern. It's asking the DNA for this new pattern, and now you're expressing the new pattern. It gets harder and harder and harder to lose weight. So then, because you've now expressed this pattern and it becomes so easy in you to live out, you go, okay, well, just like every other human that's now here with this cause, and I don't like it, I need to get a different reason. I'm going to pick up any of these diets on the shelf, which will give me results because they're all working, or they wouldn't be out there on mainstream world, right? So I can choose any one of them. And as long as I go back to the cause of truthfully believing in them, it will help shift this DNA. But is it what's right for me? Is that the thing that I should choose? Or is it truthfully that I could stop it right here at the cause and say, I don't like this pattern I'm emitting anymore. I don't like what's happening. I want to go back to the root of it. I want to change my brain to weight loss is easy. Let's say you want to be 140 pounds. That's my number I use for everybody. I don't ever know anybody's weight. So I want to be 140 pounds. You already are. You just have weight to lose. You have weight to release. So if you turned it around to, I'm already healthy. I'm already at 140 pounds. And then say, where's my opportunity? You're going to know, you're going to be given the answer. And instead of going to Google and instead of going to all these things, you're literally going to be able to say, oh, that's the way. And in a previous YouTube prior to this, I'll link that too, with a client of mine, Jen, we chatted about how, but then she gets overwhelmed. How do I know I'm choosing the right thing? How do I know I'm exercising enough? Once you go into that overwhelm, you cause your brain to stop. It's not going to make a decision in overwhelm. Exercise is scary. I'm not going to do it right. So we're just not going to do it. So you take yourself out of the game before you get there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the goal here is for you to change at the root cause, however you want it to change. Maybe you don't want it to change. Maybe you do want it to be hard. Maybe you do want to try one of these things. Then you have to choose to take that way. The decision is the most important. And once you make the decision on what I want and make the thinking go in the right direction, you will get a different result, guaranteed.
Okay.
Okay, cool. For those of you that listened, all those links will be below. Michelle is also a coach. Do you want to chat about what you do?
So yeah, I'm actually a certified hypnotist. And what I do is I helped people shift their mindset and try to come up, not try, but to help them achieve what it is that they truly want to change in their life in a positive way. So
I love it. I've done a lot of hypnotherapy, so I totally recommend. If you've never done hypnotherapy, check her out. Right below this will also be her links as well. If you want to check her out, we would love that. If not, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Share with anybody that you know. Allow them to see the amazing things that are out there. And I will catch you on the next YouTube episode. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.